Greetings and welcome once again to Roman of the Empire. I am your host, Roman. Today we are talking about Ahsoka, Episode 5, Shadow Warrior. Okay. I'm not even going to talk about the episode during the intro because it was peculiar. It was different than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot to unravel here amongst the chat and in the panel. So I'm going to leave it for there. So let's go around the horn real fast and do our intros to this glorious panel. With me, as always, he is my partner in crime on this channel. He is my wingman. He is the man that stopped me from carpet bombing Mos Eisley. I was going to say Los Angeles. They're virtually the same place. Welcome again, Shieldwall of Dragons. How are you, my friend?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Yeah, scum and villainy. Lots of that going around these days. Yeah, this was an interesting episode. Excited to get into talking about it and seeing everybody's views on it. For me, it's watching this show and then interacting with panels like this and watching other people's content is kind of a real good learning experience and like getting different points of views. Because I think the way that I interpret some of these episodes, I don't have the same knowledge base as other people do as far as watching other shows and know the canon as well. So I always enjoy these conversations. It's always a good time.
Right on. Yeah, and there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot to unpack from this, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. He is the scourge of Gotham, the nemesis of the Dark Knight. He is Joker voice. Welcome once again, my friend. How are you?
Again, if I was anyone amazing, I'd be illegal. I'm glad this is a work night and I get work release from Arkham because watching this show is work. And I always good to be back here on this panel with especially someone down right here, the infamous Scissor Family.
Yes, the Scissor Family.
It never goes away, folks. It's always there.
You started it.
I know. It's actually my fault. Damn you, Last of Us. In the War of Freedom.
I'm sure he's going to come out eventually.
In the War of Freedom, his beard was awarded the field promotion. Fuck, I fucked it up. Anyway, it was going to be a really nice intro. Of Major, he is Beard of Liberty. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thank you for not kicking me out already. This being here, this makes watching this show a little bit less painful. It's like therapy. You get it out of your system.
That's what we go for.
But I certainly have some thoughts, and I look forward to getting into them.
Right on.
I keep calling my therapist, like, please help me.
Therapist. No, this group exclusively has rights to your thoughts on the show. If you're using your therapist, you're violating our agreement.
Oh, so, that the NDA I signed? Okay, sorry.
You're going to be hearing from the lawyer of the Empire soon.
Yeah, the NDA states you must suffer.
She has returned to us despite her best instincts. She will tell you if this is the way. I once saw her unplug Boba Fett's Bacta tank just to get a chuckle. She is the Untamed Mando. Welcome back to the show. How are you, Mando?
Doing all right. This show is at best boring. At worst, canon changing, of course, and it's fun to see how we once had it with the Hayden Christensen lightsaber duel versus what we are getting, and it just kind of goes to show what we once had and now how bad everything is. It's just great to see the dichotomy in the same episode.
And it's
peculiar.
It's also fun to see how the lunatics are saying this is top tier Star Wars, because last week we got the spoon of foreshadowing. This episode, it's the spoon of stupid. There you go. That right there.
Yep.
There you go.
It is the spoon of, oh my God, we got Hayden Christensen.
Do it. Thank you. I appreciate that. He is the meme master of the interwebs, using his powers for good instead of evil. He is Jacob Ironside. Welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you?
I am good. I'm glad to be back. Thanks for having me again.
Jacob, I have to ask, when you watch the show, do the raccoons watch with you? Do they have their own set? How does this work?
Yeah, we eat snacks together. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Popcorn, get some popcorn.
They take the popcorn from the Tuesday and bring it over, to watch this.
Can I just say that I really like Jacob's little thumbnail there. He's not
Absolutely.
he's not good or evil. He's just omnipresent.
Which is actually that's quite true.
Yeah.
Wait, where the fuck did Josh go? You can't just during the intros. You can't just beam out like
He
that.
waits till it's his
God's
turn,
sake.
and then
Yeah,
he's like,
got it.
later.
I was having to scold my dog. But
Oh.
Oh no, that's terrible. As the Hindenburg was popped by explosive, so he is popped by culture. He is Josh McDonald. Welcome back to the show, my friend. How are you and your now scolded dog?
I'm good. My scolded dog is pissed because he wants a treat and I'm not giving it to him. And I'm not in my emo phase this week like I was last week, where I was just playing Hello Darkness, my old friend in the background.
Which I could hear it. It was just like Arrested Developments. It was very similar to Job. Every time I'd see you, like, oh, Josh, no.
Last week was rough. I'm in a much better mood this week. So.
Well, I'm glad. I'm sorry about whatever happened last week, but also it was probably my fault.
You don't no. It was honestly work and then Fat Boy problems because I didn't eat before the stream. And then
you can't do that.
Wait, what kind of problems?
Fat Boy problems.
Oh, I thought you
right.
said.
Oh,
I thought that was like a
British
hypotenuse of
cigarette?
Filoni and Favreau.
No, chunky hungry problems.
Oh, dear God. Well, let's say hello to our fantastic chat. Boosh McFadden is already out there. Our good friend Copa has popped in. Copa.
Yo,
Is the baby asleep? What is the baby doing? We all have questions.
Is she in a drawer?
Yeah, they fit. So I'm just letting you know that it's a good deal. Admiral Teague, the Star Trek aficionado, is out there. Greetings, Admiral. Our friend from the UK, not Admiral Teague. It keeps moving on me, folks, and I'm very old. Melvin Deaton, welcome, my friend. Good to see you out there. A fellow Star Wars sufferer, Wookiee Be Bad, was watching you yesterday. That was hilarious. Dempsey. Dempsey. Good evening, sir. The IJP Mexican. Always good to have you in the house. Both Zach's and his shoulders are present. Always good to have all three of you, my friends. Cajun Corey. Always good to have you in the house. Not yet. Well, a little bit. It was a fumble on the intro, but it wasn't as bad as many things have been. So, Stephen Ransom, welcome, my friend. My wayward son, John, the creative blue-collar guy who is recently back in the game. So make sure you go over to his channel and please check out his stuff. He's got over 10,000 views on his Rainn Wilson is a piece of shit mocking the Oliver Anthony stuff. So he's got just crazy movement on that video right now. So go and check him out. Josh. Americas 2001. Welcome to the show.
More scissoring of when you got 2/3.
It's a lot. It's a lot of scissoring. Bobby Wold, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us.
It's just what am I on here?
No, it's true. So everyone is here. Okay, that's everyone that I saw. And if I missed you, I apologize. Remember, I'm old and probably drunk. So let's get rolling into. Oh, mother dick! Did I fucking? God damn it! So when I dump my share screen thing, the problem is it pops up and it takes me out of the thing, and it's like it'll go back to like I'll have all 10,000 freaking thing. Yes, that's great. Now that's nice. That's fantastic.
What you don't see is that
Roman, here you
Roman
go.
doesn't really
Open
have
up.
computers. He has more like an old switchboard with a bunch of wires and plugs.
No, and I have to keep moving them about
Exactly.
to get this moving. So it's not easy. The credits roll, and you know you are watching Star Wars because it tells you that. And
What? I
I
was watching
immediately
Star
facepalmed.
Wars? I have no idea.
Yes. And thank you, Stephen. That is correct. That's the mother dick. That is what is going through my head. I hear Roman, but he kept cutting in and out. Am I cutting in and out?
No.
No, a lot of people are saying that Josh is muted.
Yeah, someone was saying that all they could hear was me, but I was muted. And then someone said they could hear Joker, and then someone said
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, hello, cannoli, my paisan, my brother in spirit. So we are on the Red Tree planet, a lovely planet. It looks
JJ
like
Star Wars
Eclipse
2.
Beautimus.
Cardiff.
Beautimus.
10 out of 10
From
with a
the first
vacation
of
there.
this- From the
It,
first,
yeah,
of
it
this,
looks
when-
nice. It looks nice.
When
Visit
Hera
the-
opens
Absolutely.
her mouth, I facepalm.
Okay, so now we see the slice in two map, but Sabine was still walking. Okay.
And then everybody lands.
No,
this
just the
annoyed
ghost.
me a little bit when she gets out and she's just walking forward with the gun. I don't know why it bothered me.
I think that part was fine because she doesn't know what to expect. She's landing.
She doesn't know what to expect. That's
What are
why
you
the
pointing
general
at?
should probably wait for the other troops to be on the ground before she exits her ship.
I actually
That's
thought
just.
that she had a hand
Eh.
scanner at first. No, for real. I
I
thought
also
she was
thought
like
that too
scanning
for like
the
a
area.
split second.
When you're clearing an area, you don't point your gun straight out. You have it down.
Oh yeah, she's just walking forward. She's
But
not
she
looking
just
around.
points it-
She's going straight
yeah,
forward.
but-
It's fine. It's fine. And yes, IJP. Yes,
then
that would be correct.
And the first thing that happens,
This.
and the first thing that happens, the X-wing pilots are like, "Oh, we can't find anything," and she's like, "That's what scares me." It's like,
I guess we missed the party,
duh.
which immediately I'm annoyed at the episode. And here is poor CPS kid and droid showing up. Mom, you're not gonna make me stay in here and eat pot pie alone, are you, Mom?
What's wrong with pot pie? What's wrong with pot pies?
Well,
Pot
when
pies
you're
are
6 and
delicious.
locked in your apartment by yourself with nothing but you, HBO, and Jaws, the pot pie becomes an issue. So this is my
I'm
life
fine
as
with
a
the pot-
6-year-old.
Wait.
No, it would be the blue milk.
Locked in my room with HBO and pot pies. Where do I sign up?
She's like, "Go back inside and drink the rest of your blue milk."
Well, so the kid's like, "Mom, can I come out too?" And she's like, "Yes, but it's a hostile planet, and we don't know what might kill us, so just don't wander too far." All
and
right.
And keep Chopper close. I mean, Chopper is the murder bot. So
Yeah.
Clearly.
I'm surprised
she
she left
walks
the kid
out.
in there with him.
We get a nice
the
shot
robot.
of the what kind of
What's up,
species
Tim?
is she?
assets.
She's a
Nice
Twi'lek.
shot of the assets.
A twiglin? A twiglin?
Twi'lek.
Twi'lek.
Yeah.
Twi'lek. A Twi'lek. Well, that's the Twi'lek butt, which it's not bad. It's not bad. What is it? Someone's birthday?
Because damn,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's fun, Tim Stock.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's good.
Actually, in Tim Stock, I have a question for you. Is it true? Because Bush said this, and Bush may have just been pulling my leg because he knows I drink a lot. That you had Hunter J on your show? Is that true? I need to know this. So she's like, "Stay back, CPS child android. Oh, classic CPS look. Of an abandoned child.
Steve.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Zax
she's
has a really
terrible
good
mom
point.
and general, but there's something I like about
her.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hunter J was in the chat. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. If you've never seen the Hunter J stream, Zax did a show a couple months back replaying this, and it is perhaps the funniest
It's
thing
the most
I've ever
laughed
seen
on YouTube probably ever. It was good.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
To those of you who haven't seen Rebels, Hera was nothing like this in Rebels.
No.
What you mean she wasn't the CPS mom?
Nope.
No.
Well, I like her like this. So here I have for
Hu Yang
clan.
Who in the previous two shots we don't see, but conveniently now appears.
Yes, you mean when the camera was approaching the cliffs, Joker?
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
How about why did he stay standing there when the ship came into land? He just stayed right there.
Because I have
Wouldn't
emotions,
he have come
and this
toward
is where
the
I like
ship?
to be. You're a droid.
Joker, you can't put that spoon down. You're just gonna have to keep it coming.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a droid who
here it is.
Understands the
Circle of Jerks episode 26. So that's the one with Hunter J. And if you haven't watched it, you must watch it. It is an imperative.
Another thing, I think this robot is like a representation of the stupid man that the women don't listen to.
Oh, you mean no, not the stupid man. You mean the
Probably.
smart man that's full of wisdom, but they don't listen to.
I told them to stay together.
Yeah.
They never listen.
Yep.
He's
He's only got 500 years of training and wisdom.
Which just goes to prove the only competent characters in this entire series happen to be men, and women suck at being men.
Yep.
So sad. This Ahsoka, which in case you didn't know, you were watching.
What? I'm watching Ahsoka? What?
Has like
also
5,000 years of knowledge, but he doesn't know how many planes it takes to make up a squadron.
Right?
No. Oh my God, that was so not good. We'll talk about that in a minute, or when we get there. And so we pick up where we left off in the World Between Worlds, where Ahsoka meets her former master.
Are we though?
I was wondering that too.
Yeah, I don't think we are.
This is all just a hazy dream.
I think we are, though.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna save my comment to the end because
this is Ahsoka. She was right before her fight. She was toking some good weed that was laced with something, because this is like a fever dream.
It is, and here's the problem: if you've never watched Rebels, or you have no idea, you didn't know who Ahsoka was at all until you started watching this Disney show. You don't know what the hell's going on. You're like, wait, what is this? I guess you just go with it, but still.
A throwaway line of, I'm surprised to see you in the World Between Worlds. At least something to let the Star Wars people know, this is where I'm at.
I just have to say this. The world in between worlds.
Okay.
I have to, the world in between worlds is too close to the ways in the Wheel of Time books.
Gotcha.
I was actually thinking of the wood between worlds in Chronicles of Narnia.
They steal a couple things from a couple franchises in this episode. We'll wait till the end to discuss one of them.
What's up, Jenna?
Hey.
And now,
hey, Jenna.
I was gonna say this, and Copa has said this numerous times. When you're doing a show or you're doing a film, you have to try and make it for the broadest audience possible. If you have to go back and do homework, or if the general audience is going to be lost, then your show sucks. I mean, this series is really tailored. I mean, it's not even tailored to Star Wars fans. It is tailored to Star Wars animation fans.
Yeah.
Particularly.
Yep.
Well,
particularly.
Why is that, Joker? Why do you think that is?
Because Dave Filoni only knows how to write children's cartoons.
Yeah.
So right now,
I'm going to even take it even more. This isn't even for Star Wars fans or normies. It's for Dave Filoni acolytes. Because even if you like Rebels or Clone Wars, this isn't this. This isn't Clone Wars or Rebels.
Hashtag Filunatics.
So
Yay.
Are the flavonoids?
You could tell how much input Dave Filoni had over the Clone Wars and Disney. You could tell when he had more input on an episode because it was stupid.
So right now, Anakin is telling Ahsoka that she lost a fight and she remembers, Baylan Skull. And he's like, there may be a chance for you. She's like, what? To live. And then he's like, I'm not done with my lessons yet, Snips, or something to that effect.
Yeah, Snips.
That was in last episode. He said, hey, Snips.
Which, okay. And in some of these memory scenes, he calls her Snips. You would think Dave Filoni would know that Ahsoka had a nickname for Anakin too. Never calls him Sky Guy.
Yep.
Not once.
Which I'm grateful for because I really didn't like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't really like Snips either, but I really didn't like Sky Guy. That was not good.
So let me ask the panel this. What do they think of the de-aging and Hayden Christensen's his performance here?
I thought he did fine. It looked good to me.
There's something about the blue light here.
I will admit it's a little odd.
Weird.
I will say this, that Hayden looked better in this episode because the previous one just looked horrible.
Yeah.
And Hayden, I will give him all the credit because he carried this episode. And
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
He, despite the clunky dialogue he got, as far as his saber, his skill went, he has not lost a step, and he made Rosario look clumsy and slow.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I said it better.
So my opinion basically on this whole show is that, like, cinematography wise and special effects wise and how the ships look, it's one of this is like how all of the shows should have looked instead of the kind of dog crap we got with like Boba Fett and
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. That, oh man, that just makes seeing this and then seeing what they did with those, it makes those shows even worse.
Yeah. The writing is CW level writing.
It is. I'm just trying to point out that at least I thought the de-aging and the consensus on the panel is that he looks way better than he did in the previous one.
Well, they did a nice job with consistency between this, Rebels, and Clone Wars.
Absolutely.
They did a really great job with that.
Now, I will say this: as far as the writing goes, I will take the first two seasons of Arrow over this.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for that, by the way.
But the dialogue here, this again, but again, who is writing this and who is in charge of this? It is Dave Filoni. This writing is for a cartoon. This is cartoon writing.
So before she swings, she says, "I won't fight you," and he says, "I've heard that before." If you'll remember,
right?
Key jingling back to Luke. I won't fight you, Father. So back to that, and then we get a pretty. I was not dissatisfied with the lightsaber fights in this. I thought the Sparks
because of Hayden. Because of Hayden.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit in the green room before the show. Hayden Christensen has maintained his lightsaber, basically his fencing skills, because they were so hard to learn that he didn't want to drop that. So he's kept his proficiency up, which is why he looks so good doing this still. He didn't have to relearn it again. For him, it was just like, okay, I'm just doing what I've been doing.
The only thing I criticize about these lightsaber fights is she's fighting like a man, and she's not fighting.
Well, she's not fighting like herself.
No,
she is a dual wielding lightsaber.
Yes,
again,
still
acrobatic too.
Yeah.
Yes, she's an is it Joker? Is it Atari? That's Yoda's. Okay, that's what she had a very altered version of that style. That's very gymnastics heavy. You do a lot of jumping around. You do a lot of moving around. You don't do Form 5 like hitting. The only way that you would do Form 5 is if you are a heavy, big, strong, powerful opponent. Like if you have heavy blows.
Okay,
he's a tanky.
I had to retract that. We got spoiled from the prequel trilogy as far as lightsaber.
But that was a long time ago. Hayden is he's gotten a bit older. He's not going to be as fast.
Right.
That's just
right.
This part bothered me a great deal. I understand for plot purposes. This part bothered me a great deal, though. CPS Jason and Droid are sitting there.
There you go. Come on.
Listening to the waves crash. And Hera's talking to the chubby Asian dude, Carson. First she asks Hu Yang if the thing can be fixed. He's like, I'm sorry. It's clearly broken. It's clearly damaged beyond repair. And then Carson's like, yo, B, we are in trouble. What is he wearing? What's going on with this?
This guy, there's no way this guy would pass a flight physical.
You mean there's physicals in Star Wars? What?
Well, apparently not, because they made Hera a general. So
don't forget Porker. Don't forget Porker in the original trilogy.
Don't talk bad about Porkins.
Porkins wasn't 65. That's the other thing. If this guy was, it's just because he's old
and fat.
Yeah. You can be one or the other, but you can't be both.
No.
And was hanging out, and not too long ago was hanging out with Zeb. Why is Zeb not here?
Yes.
What?
Well, they were in the bar together.
Call up Zeb. Like, hey, Zeb, your people are in danger. Come with me.
Because it costs too much to put whoever that was in their costume, and it looks weird.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
He probably can't walk around.
That character's people are like on one planet that's like hidden, and he can't get back to it. So this is his family. He should be here.
No, exactly. No, these are your brothers. And you're going to make it.
And I'm sure, and maybe Steve Bloom was asking too much to do his voice.
Yeah.
I honestly think it was the prosthetics and making him like run around and stuff would have been too expensive.
Yeah. So fat Asian dudes like Senator Organa said she's covered for us as long as she can. That bothered me because Senator Organa
lost my mind.
Do it.
You want me to do it, or you said no?
Do it. No, you do it. You do it.
She
you do it.
I mean, one of the 3 fucking top people in the fucking Republic. She saved everyone with Luke. She was Luke, Han, and Leia. What do you mean? She's just a senator. She can only bring you cover. Bitch, she can say these people are on a secret fucking mission for me. And don't you talk to them like that. Like, oh, she only can cover for us. What the hell? Be like, hey, we've got another Jedi person, Ahsoka Tano, like Luke Skywalker, the Jedi people. It's Jedi business. Also, where's Luke?
Who?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just want to point out I gotta think about like 60% of what Mando said, but in her manic screams, she reached dulcet tones that were too high pitched.
Wow.
My dog was
There are
looking around.
dolphins
Though.
exploding because of that, Mando.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah, I know.
okay,
It was great.
Basically,
So-
why
okay, so
why are
left the planet.
yeah, my mic melted?
in the present state
And
of
why Senator Organa doesn't have more pull than she should?
Where are the big
Okay, so-
three? Leia,
Okay, so-
Luke, and Han.
they
Where
are cobwebbed. They have been cobwebbed
Yeah.
cobwebbed by Disney Lucasfilm, and that had to do with toys and the marketing. We are not going to see them because it would be real easy to do, because Carrie has signed over because Carrie, before she died, signed over her likeness to Lucasfilm. You have her daughter. You have her daughter, who has been in Star Wars films, is around the same height and sounds like Carrie. That's an easy fix right there.
Yeah. Use it.
Well, you're just talking crazy talk.
This character annoys me so much. She's like, I'm like a general. I can do what I want.
Yeah,
That's so true. That bothered me because she did it again. She did it again.
But it's still besides the point that, like Senator Organa can only give us so much cover. What the hell do you mean she can only give us so much cover? Like, even just besides the fact that Hera is a quote unquote general, like you have one of the 3 top people in the New Republic government system. One, why is she not Supreme Chancellor Organa? Excuse me.
Okay.
That's
I can explain that.
Okay.
I can explain that because initially because the Mothma was the political leader of the the rebels, so it made sense to put her as chancellor first. Leia is like right. Leia is like right next to her. Mon Mothma, Okay, she got ill and had to step down, and then Leia assumed.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
This annoys me too.
Forgot about that.
He's wearing miniature outfit of his father.
Or maybe
Like
his
they went
father
to
was
the
just far smaller
costume
than we
store
thought,
for
Jacob.
little kids and had him a costume. And this
Very
too.
small.
He's like, I hear lightsabers. Not.
yeah.
Okay, so
Mom.
feel.
Here,
Yeah,
Mom.
go ahead, dude. Go ahead,
Here,
dude.
Mom.
I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with him sensing
No.
something. It makes sense that he
No.
would. I don't have a problem with that.
like how
But what I
they
have a
Came
problem with
across with it.
is, see, what should have happened is he said something and his mom just trusted him. But no, she had to close her eyes because everybody can use the Force now.
Yeah.
And she hears the lightsabers.
Yeah.
What the
And
fuck's going on? That's what he's saying.
Instead of him saying, I hear
There we go.
lightsabers, he should have said, I feel
Well,
something.
here's
I
why.
feel
Because even though
fighting
he's
going on," or something
even
like
even
that.
though he's a little kid, he's still a boy. He's a male, so can't
Yeah.
have him.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
she has to be the one that senses it.
This is
obviously.
so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would just have to trust him, knowing the lineage of his father, and like his blood is in him, and just go with it. But no, it
She
had to. This is
trusted
his
one of the most angering parts
and-
of this episode.
And the fact that she has been around not just Kanan, she's been around Ahsoka, so she knew. So she
Right.
would know that if someone who is Force sensitive says that, "Hey, I feel something," you might want to pay attention.
But she's forgotten because she called Ahsoka's powers. You have they have powers like you do.
Oh, that's Admiral Teague. Please don't. That's terrifying. And so she goes and tells a poor fat Asian guy,
Back in the air.
"Hey, go get the fleet ready or whatever." And he's like,
Fleet?
"B, what do you want me to do
Squadron.
here?"
Get the squadron ready.
And the robot's like, "The boy is full sensitive." And the fat guy's like,
Like his
"All right." That's basically like he basically
Yeah.
did it.
which
All
again,
Okay.
which again, which again, this goes back to cartoon writing again, because we have already established on screen that Jason is Force sensitive. You don't need to tell us right after you have already shown us what we now already know.
Did you know that he's Force sensitive? I don't know if you remember or not, but the kid's Force sensitive, and they have to let you know at least 4 or 5 more times before the end.
Sorry,
Mando, end of the episode.
Who's Force sensitive?
The child.
Everyone.
What child? There's a child?
Grogu?
Yes. Grogu's here too.
Whoa. I need to go back and rewatch that show. I missed that. You know what? I don't want to come across as an asshole, but the guy that's the Carson, understandably, he's not a good actor because he's a fan. I think that's cool bringing the fans in.
He's not an actor at all.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I can respect that. But one of my pet peeves is terrible child actors, and this kid is not good. There is
he
no
has any real dialogue anyway, and he's not great at even that.
Mom.
Yeah.
Eat your fucking pot pie and shut up. So now we're back with Ahsoka and Anakin in the World Between Worlds, which actually looks like a giant strand of hair, which is creeping me out now that I look at it that way, but that's fine.
Are you talking about under an electron microscope?
Yes, it does. That's what it looks like. So they're whacking away.
Yeah,
and
there's in the lab. In the lab.
And then she kicks him in the fucking face, though.
There's 2 Jedi fighting on this hair strand. Come on.
There's also a blink and you miss it Memberberry. There's a blink and you miss it Memberberry where he does the behind the back spin thing.
Yes.
Which credit to Hayden. He, like you said, he kept up with it. But you know that was just there, because he still could do it. He wanted to, I'm sure. But also it's a Memberberry.
Well, I mean, if I was in his position, I still had all the skills from the preview. I'd be like, I'm gonna show you how it's done, child.
I mean, I know it's a Memberberry, but I like it. It still looks cool.
Yeah.
By the way,
and I know it sounds, I am complaining about the episode. However, I still enjoyed watching the lightsaber fight. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Even though things were not necessarily as up to speed as they were in the prequels, I still thought it was a lot of fun to watch. My big problems with the episode largely had to do with Hera, CPS son, all the peripheral around the other stuff in the episode, which we're going to get to how I feel about that later. So she kicks Anakin in the face, and he's like, you know what? Fuck off, Snips. And he fucking cuts the floor out. and then she falls. I
really do like these flashbacks. As far as Clone Wars is concerned, that was my favorite part of the whole episode. Were the
This is the most slides I have done for any episodic television are in this episode because there are so many fun things to look at here. And I know jingle, jingle, jingle. Yeah. I get that. Doesn't make it less fun to look at.
Right.
Doesn't make it amazing plot, but it does make it fun to watch.
Yeah,
this was great.
Have criticism a little bit about this first little battle sequence here. There's a lot of Twi'leks, and
I get that reference. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now, Jacob. I apologize.
That's okay. There's a lot of Twi'leks in this battle here. And it looks like it's the Battle of Ryloth, which Anakin and Ahsoka were never at. It's just one little
right. I think the thing. So this isn't really related to this episode per se, but it was an article that I read on my channel about this episode, and it called them stormtroopers.
That's not correct.
I know, and I lost my shit.
Is a dum-dum.
I lost my mind. I was like, "What the?"
I did like the attention to detail to young Ahsoka, how she has the little
they did a great job
on her head, and then this actress did a really good. To be honest, I'd rather watch a show about her, than modern.
I would actually, I would love to see more stories of. I love the Clone Wars. That was my that's been my favorite Star Wars since actual Star Wars. I loved the Clone Wars. I wasn't a fan of the prequels, which I've talked about. I didn't like the sequels at all, but I did love the animated Clone Wars. I enjoyed it, and you can throw fruit at me, and that's fine. But that for me, that was the best other Star Wars that we've ever had. Was that series, and getting the live action stuff. Especially with this young actress who Joker, you talked about her a little bit before the show. Is Joker gone?
He's away.
For a minute.
I was gonna
go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna comment, ride the coattails of what Shieldwall was saying. I'd rather watch her. And what it really comes down to is the acting too. Like she's so much more charismatic than anything Rosario Dawson's giving us, which is a shame because Rosario Dawson's a fine actress, but.
I don't think she knew how to play the character, though. It's just she didn't get good direction. But Josh Beard, maybe I'm new at all this. I know I'm a grumpy old man. I understand that. However, if you're going to be playing a character, bringing that character to life from an animated world which exists, wouldn't you maybe, and I don't know if she did this or not. If she did, she's not showing it. Watch the show and see how the character actually acts on the show.
Well,
you would, but I would wager that Filoni wants Ahsoka to be behaving the way she is in the show.
He's retconning Ahsoka.
Yeah, so even if she did her homework and tried to be the best that she could be at portraying that character, he would have shut her down.
Absolutely. Now, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, because if you remember at the end of Rebels, we see the white cloaked Ahsoka. And then when we get to this show, she's no longer in her white cloak.
Right, she's dark.
Right, and so that's.
Okay, so I actually liked seeing Anakin, and I actually liked seeing Clone Wars Anakin in live action. His
100%.
Absolutely.
His
armor
and everything. Look that looked good. The short hair looked good. It's when they get to the next flashback scene where I have some major problems.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get there. What I did like about this, yes, absolutely. But they didn't keep him the same as the original vision of Anakin in the World Between Worlds. He has changed. Right. He's gone back to Clone Wars Anakin. And Joker, so this actress, you were talking about her before in the green room. So who is this girl?
She played the young Gamora in Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
And she is the teenage daughter in the Barbie film,
which I can't speak to because I've not seen it.
So this scene here, like where she wakes up and then they're in the war and everything, and as it progressed through the little storyline, it did hit me a little emotionally. Like I could see because of the quality of the acting between the two, but also I think even though I've never really seen more than an episode and a half of Clone Wars, it made me sad because she's reliving her good times with her master, but they're also trying to help adult Ahsoka kind of work through her problems with it. But why it kind of hit me a little harder is that this is the last time that Star Wars is any good. And it was kind of like she's reliving this trauma of the war, and it felt like I was kind of along with her, but for a different reason, if that makes any kind of sense.
Absolutely, I agree. I really like it. This scene was more emotional than I think. Like for older Star Wars fans who've been around for a while, it's like this is what we had for a while, and now we don't.
And for Tim's point here, I think this is what Filoni is going for as to why she is acting, adult Ahsoka is acting so different from what we know from any of the other stuff that we saw her in.
I hope you're right.
That he made.
Right. Is that because of life events? She's bitter and it's changed her and she doesn't know how to connect with anybody. And it's like it's the same with Sabine. Why is Sabine acting like such a jackass?
Yeah, I can see that being, where I've 100% am on board. That's where Ahsoka is mentally in her life. I can fully believe that. My problem is the performance is still flat. And then when we look at the other two, which granted, I have not watched the animated shows. I'm kind of learning this from y'all, but Sabine and Hera both are just like not even close to what they should be acting like.
No, they're both garbage. No.
And even without that context, they're not good characters from someone who's coming to us from an outsider perspective. Like Sabine is annoying as fuck, and Hera is just a joke,
I get that they're kind of going for that, but see, these flashbacks that we're going through right now don't cover any of the time period where I think that that character change would have happened, which is in the time period between the end of Rebels and like where this picks exactly.
You're absolutely right, Beard. Why she's the way she is not because of this. It's something we haven't seen yet.
She blames herself for whatever this event is.
Yes, we always knew when she realized who Vader was that she blamed herself.
I have one issue with this scene.
Now, with that,
go ahead, Joker. Go ahead.
With that, with that, even Ahsoka knowing what Anakin becomes, when we've seen Ahsoka in live action in Mando and Book of Boba Fett, she still holds Anakin in the highest regard. Yeah. Still, he was the
what?
Anakin was the best of us. He was this, but because she had one conversation with Baylan Skoll, now all of a sudden in these scenes here, she is almost like, you are teaching me wrong. At this point.
He's towards the dark side. Is that what you're thinking there?
Yes.
I just want to address one minor point, and then in this scene, was Tamara Morrison not available?
No, they just had him wearing like
voice.
Yeah, they had shit over the face. So you didn't actually saw any of the clones.
No, they did it on purpose.
That bothered me a little bit, just because I know the dude's out there. Why couldn't they use him? And to Zach's point here, this is interesting that Baylan is trying to get close to Thrawn to kill him.
Yeah, I had that thought. I
like that theory.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought of that. Thought of that.
That was a thought that I had when he said he was trying to change the world or benefit the world or whatever. I think it was the last episode that he said it to.
Man.
But he also said to create, you first have to destroy. So
what does he mean though?
He is using Thrawn to destroy the galaxy. Then, with all the power he is going to attain for whatever reason, to build a new world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And also in this scene, I think what it was intended, and we have to realize, is that this young Ahsoka that's talking to Anakin isn't actually young Ahsoka. It's adult Ahsoka remembering in a child's body, basically.
Yeah.
Which is why she's saying these things that are incongruous with what really happened.
And I also say Ahsoka at this point should have been about 14. The actress they have here, which I don't think is the same in the very next scene because in the next scene she's taller
for sure.
But because it's a different time, it's a time jump because she's not wearing the little beads on her head, which I think means that she's a Padawan, right? Is that what that?
Yeah, the beads mean she's a Padawan. So the next scene is the Battle of Mandalore when she had already left, and this is her coming back.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So there's a significant difference in time.
Right.
So here, she's saying she doesn't understand, and Anakin says, "That's your problem."
Right. So in this scene, Ahsoka is supposed to be 14. That actress looks like 10.
I agree.
That doesn't bother me though. I mean, like if you line up 50 girls next to each other that are 14 years old, They're all going to look different. You're going to have girls that look like they're 10. You're going to have girls that look like they're 18 or 20. Like, that doesn't bother me.
Here's what I liked about this whole this whole sequence is that to me, it fulfills the hero's journey with the mentor, then has to teach and then goes away. And then they come out the other side of the experience, the hero, changed and different. Where in most of Star Wars, it's kind of lacking that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no growth.
Well,
there's no
Disney
training
Star
or
Wars.
challenge. That's what I mean. In Disney
Right.
Star Wars, and with Reylos and all that. But this,
Sorry, Tim.
this did that for me. I was like, I can see the hero's journey happening here. Now,
Yeah, that's one of the
I'm-
reasons I enjoyed this episode.
I'm not saying. I guess what I'm saying is I'm finally seeing it in something, and
I'm
that's
glad
what
you
made me
picked up-
happy.
I'm glad you picked up something out of this whole sequence. All these flashbacks, I thought accomplished nothing because I didn't feel emotional
Agreed.
weight.
Oh,
I thought she went into it
ultimately,
and then came out of it changed for an unexplained reason. It didn't resonate with me.
I mean,
But it was the mentor was there. He passes on knowledge whether she picks up on it or not. I understood what he was doing.
I
And
get what you're saying. I
Yeah.
just think he was
It
teaching
just-
her things that she already knew and we've already seen her employ in her life.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that reinforced by somebody. And then these scenes where he would flash to Vader, it's almost like they did it for like people that had never seen the show before. Oh, it's him. But
I mean,
then
it's
they
a cool.
don't. But
It's
then
a
they
cool
don't.
visual.
But then they
I thought it
don't
was cool
do
too.
it.
I know it was. I know exactly what it was. I still thought it was cool. And
Right.
you've actually seen a
Yeah.
lot on the interweb about this. Some people think it's the best thing ever,
But
which
they
I
do.
don't.
But they do
And other people
that.
just dismiss it outright.
They
Which I
do
don't
that.
think is necessary either.
They do that, but then they don't do like one lines that would fix half of the problems with the show for explanation reasons.
Yeah.
Like Hu Yang saying something, like one 10-word line would fix a lot of problems with why people are doing something or whatever.
Yeah. I kind of want to go back to just the purpose of the flashbacks. I enjoyed the flashbacks. I think they were filmed relatively well, especially on like a television type budget. And I enjoyed the interactions, and I feel like you had nice character moments to see between Anakin and Ahsoka, especially for those of us that haven't seen the animated shows. But Beard's right. Like as far as the greater plot, it served absolutely no purpose. So the fact that you got most of an episode covering this, it didn't make sense to me. Now, if you'd had more stuff concerning Anakin leading, throughout the entire series, other than just like references of, how he turned and people are aware of him, maybe it would have carried more weight. But for me, it ultimately did nothing for the plot. So it didn't drive it forward.
It never addressed the turning point in their relationship.
No.
Yeah.
That was never covered in that flashback, like with the split and how that changed her into who she is today and what she could have learned from that.
Right.
Hey, we finally
That
get
last sequence was a pretty pointless
really enjoyed
conversation
this
between Hu
Now-
Yang and Hera.
Now this here is the siege of Mandalore, which I will
Mandalore.
say,
Yes.
which I will say, seeing Gar Saxon in live, seeing Gar Saxon in his Maul helmet, that looked cool. I have a problem
Who
with
played
this.
Gar Saxon?
Yes.
Joe,
Ray-
who played Gar Saxon, by the way?
Ray Stevenson.
Yes, he
So-
did.
Now, I have a problem with this because Rex refers to her as Commander, and I'm like, no. Rex never
yet.
said. Rex
Nope.
never called her Commander because at this time she has left. She has left the
Yeah. But
order, and the only reason she is on Mandalore with clones is because Anakin promoted Rex to Commander.
Yes.
And Ahsoka was just sent
but-
as an advisor.
Mhm.
but the clones still called her commander. out of
Okay,
respect.
okay. Some clones did. Rex never did. That was Rex.
Yes. It's hard to tell because all of the clones' voices sound the exact
I
same
know
because
that,
of
but-
copyright.
Because
I recently watched that episode, and Rex at first he may not call her that after he gets promoted, but he does call her that. And
There's
Okay,
our man
but-
Rex.
okay, but the fact of the matter is, at this point that they that they are showing us, because they are now on the Mandalore. So Rex has already been promoted.
Right.
So, and this is something that Dave should know about his own characters.
Right. But they don't know the chronological order of
budget.
They don't have any
budget.
Anything.
Okay. And speaking of this series, and I heard someone say, that they had a TV budget for this. They spent at least $200 million on this thing.
Yeah, I get it. What I'm saying is, you're spending $200 million on what's essentially 8 hours versus 2 hours. So it's not going to be like a full film budget, but you're still getting enough of an idea of what this war looked like that I feel like it was done well. Also, go back to Mandalorian and look at how shitty that looked. It's one of those things where I'm happy visually we're getting something that looks better, feels like it's well made. And I can excuse all the smoke and the smoke machines to kind of help disguise some of this.
You know what? You know that, yeah, exactly. You know why they did it. I mean, I don't
100%.
mind it so much. I mean, you in a battle there. I mean, there's a lot of artillery and stuff going on, so it's not just clean air.
Well, not only that, it's a dream sequence. This isn't real.
Yeah.
So this is in her head. It's a dreamscape.
Yeah.
So her mind might only be like building the world out to a certain point. And so I was okay with it in that aspect. Also, who knows? They could be underground or something at this point here.
I like the dialogue. No, this is the surface of Mandalore.
Yeah, this is the surface of Mandalore. This is the siege of Mandalore before the planet gets glassed.
Yep.
So their conversation here, I actually thought was pretty good because Anakin, Ghost Anakin's like, I don't recognize where we are right now, and she tells him, "Oh, this is the siege of Mandalore," and he's like, you're a warrior now. This is what I trained you to be." And she's like, "Is that it?" And she gets this. Then this is where we have a little bit of a problem conversation, though, where she talks, where she's like, "You were more powerful and dangerous than any of us ever knew." And he's like,
she would never
"Is that
say
what
that.
this is about?" That's where that look is. Is that what this is about? Because she, for some reason in this sequence, she's worried that she is becoming like him.
Right.
And then we go red lightsaber.
Yeah. And this, what you were talking about, Roman, was my point to, like, the point of these scenes do nothing into the plot. Because at no point have we seen Ahsoka.
Absolutely zero.
Yeah, at no point have we seen Ahsoka worrying about falling into that scale. And that's what I'm saying. Like, had you seen some of that earlier on? Like, maybe she is too cold. Maybe she is too cut off. Maybe she's become a little too disconnected from everything, and she is following down that path. This all would have made way more sense, especially, and I'm just going to go based on what I've heard from Joker and Mando, if we also got a flashback of where she supposedly died from the, if you got to see that fight with her fighting Vader, it would have really kind of encapsulated all this, but they didn't plan this out well enough.
Yeah. What is this? Her third death?
Third.
Like that?
Third.
Yeah. Third
death.
Third.
Yep.
So they're fighting on the surface of Mandalore.
This is where we get to see Ahsoka actually using her dual lightsabers, fighting the way she's supposed to be fighting.
I still thought this was a lot of fun to watch. I still enjoyed it.
And the best
I know what it means, but I still like it.
It's not Rosario. This is
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at how good she looks. Like there's emotion on her face. Right. And that's the other thing is I think these shows would be better if it gets more lightsabers and space battles.
Yep.
Yes,
just all you need.
So, and then Anakin kicks her. Well, Vader. This is Vader. Anakin kicks her back into the world
Vader
between
now,
worlds.
right? You lack conviction.
This lightsaber sequence I did not like.
I didn't understand. I'm going to need someone who's smarter than me to explain what happens here. So they have a pretty decent fight. he's overpowering her heavily.
Handily.
Yeah.
Which
as he should.
Which is accurate
Yeah.
because
Yes.
Ahsoka stands no chance against Anakin.
No,
chance.
force-wise and lightsaber-wise.
Absolutely, because
neither
Anakin
of
was the most
those.
powerful of all of the Jedi and Sith, technically.
And so he does a move here where he slices her lightsabers in half. He gives her a kick to the chest. And then
Now-
there's a spin
now you're
around
done.
thing here. And suddenly
And
she has his
She
lightsaber.
just
Help
Nope.
he
me!
handed it to her.
Help me! I don't understand
No.
what happened here.
He handed it to her.
I verbally said, "Well, that was weird." While
Yeah.
watching it.
It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Because she's the bestest
As much
ever.
as I enjoyed
and
watching
the Force
that,
is
this-
female.
It
And
tells
now
you
my
you
her
son,
hand.
my son's just
I
like,
think this is
it was horse shit, Dad. I was
Well,
like, okay.
I think this is supposed to kind of trying to play devil's advocate. This is supposed to represent Ahsoka overcoming her demons.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that.
Because
but
this
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
real Anakin.
You can
Like,
still,
this is
Right,
just
this
make
is-
believe Anakin in her head.
Right,
you can
exactly.
still do it in a better way than being like, "How the hell
Yeah.
did she just get that?"
Well,
lightsaber?
and
No,
also,
because it doesn't flow well, just aesthetically. Just
Okay,
from an
okay.
aesthetic
and it
standpoint,
gives her,
it
she
doesn't
has to
work.
do that in order to give her the opportunity to actually try to kill him.
Now, okay,
Right.
so this is where I have, and this is where all the confusion of this comes in. Because if this is all playing out in her head, how is Anakin giving her lessons that she would already know? And this,
Yeah.
do you see what I mean? This makes no
Well,
sense here.
if she has like quote unquote like it could be a force induced haze that she's
Okay.
in, and with Anakin being a force ghost, like
I think I think this is I think this is just to do this and make and make the audience, the very small audience, lose their shit. Penny, what's up? So, and we'll lose their shit going, "Oh my God, he's done it! He's saved Star Wars!" And this is
I'm gonna go back to kind of what Shieldwall was saying earlier, though. Like it could have, and what it could have been and should have been. You know, if she were kind of revisiting this, but you took it from the angle of I'm revisiting this as an adult now with different life experiences, because we all have that. We all revisit things, and we have different perspectives that give us different outlooks and different. You know, we learn new teachings from it. If you would have taken that and had that, and maybe it's like she needed to, what she thought may have been a bad thing with Anakin and what she thought may have been the good thing about Anakin, and that's what she was holding to. And as an adult, she's experiencing it from a different perspective to kind of understand pros and cons of, you know, that are different than how she viewed it. Cool, I'm on board. But yeah, it's over. Like, yeah, I think we're nitpicking her mental, just overcoming her demons, and it ultimately it should have just been done better.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, if that's it, if it's really mostly all in her head, even if she's in the world between worlds and is hallucinating this stuff, whatever, they didn't write it well, so it's confusing. But even if, like, for a second she thought that this might be the real Anakin, she knows what he becomes, she would kill him. He's telling her sometimes you have to fight, and she's refusing to fight.
Right.
Well, yeah, I know she does. She's afraid of becoming him, but he is actually the bad guy that kills people later on. So even if there's a chance that this is real, she would cut him down.
Right.
But see, that's just it. I don't, as a viewer, I don't know the rules of the world in between worlds. So is this all in her head? Or is this an entity? Is it sentient?
Well, it was
like-
kind of established the world between worlds can pull you in from different places across the galaxy and even across time. And
Mhm.
and she knows this because they use that to
is a
bring her back.
It is a nexus point of
Yes.
time and
Mhm.
space.
Yeah. Right.
Right. But I mean, so,
Oh.
but is it controlled by, is it like the wormhole entities in DS9? Or is there somebody
No.
in charge, or is it just a place?
It
And
is
then
a
whatever
manifestation
happens in
of the force and whatever the force wants.
It
Yeah.
is the
Right. So it has some type of will, or
it's a writer's crutch for when you can't figure out how to get something done.
Okay, that's what I figured,
exactly.
which is why I think that the scene
like,
means so much, is interpreted so many different ways by so many different viewers.
Yeah, I mean, they accidentally used it kind of good in Rebels, but it was still a crutch. This is absolutely a crutch. They don't have any idea what to do here.
So initially, the world between worlds was Dave's excuse to for Ahsoka to not die.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, hello, Penny. Sorry.
Right.
This is always the.
They could have done that in a bunch of different ways by like just having her swim in the water at the bottom of the cliff.
Yeah.
Except she's been unconscious in that water for hours now. She's dead.
But you know what I mean? Just have her fall to the bottom and everyone thinks she's dead, and then she actually pops back up and it's like, I just had to swim around the bottom of the cliff. It was really long.
So she throws Vader's lightsaber away.
You know, she
says, "I want to live.
I choose to
live." And he's like, "There's hope for you yet." And you get the fade. You get the fade into regular Anakin again from Vader, and that's what this is. There's hope for you yet.
Yeah. See, and then that was good. And he gives her the smile.
Yeah,
it was great. And
I
was like, awesome. Yeah.
Okay, which again tells me that is that really Anakin in her head, because this is supposed to be in her head like a dream sequence, but there's nothing that says what is really going on.
Right. That's why I said I think she's probably she somehow, because the Force female, fell into the world between worlds unconscious, and like her dreams manifested themselves or something like that. I think it's a combination of the two, because you can kind of logic out that she was in the water for so long and survived because she put herself in some sort of Jedi trance or whatever, something like that. But it's still it stretches the suspension of disbelief.
Right.
And I don't think that it was Anakin actually in there. I don't think that was the brother. I think that was just her insecurities or problems in her head manifesting themselves.
So then is that her telling herself that there's still hope for her, or is that actually Anakin?
I think
it's all her.
I think we're getting hung up on something that just, I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I think we're so hung up on is this or isn't this, and I just don't think it matters.
Because ultimately, it doesn't really do anything. She just changes. Okay. Who was it? Somebody in the chat said it earlier. I had it in my notes from the other night. She dies as Ahsoka the Gray, and she come back as Ahsoka the White, dressed in all white.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, but does she have any long bottom leaf? This
is where I fell asleep 3 different times.
Well, also,
I'm not even joking.
This is where everyone sees that, Filoni's retconning Ahsoka, because of the last time we see Ahsoka at the end of Rebels, she's wearing white. And then when they created this TV series, Dave's like, well, I need to regress Ahsoka so I can bring her back like this.
Yeah. No talking.
I think you're right, Zax.
No talking common sense, Zax. Let's not.
So I thought this is the way. Actually, my brain thought the episode was over right about now and shut down. So I fell asleep 3 different times after the Ahsoka rescue. I had to keep going back and start it over again, and it wouldn't be over. It just wouldn't stop. There's 20 more minutes after the Ahsoka rescue.
I know.
It's like, oh my God, it won't end. It won't end.
It makes the rest of this for the most part, this is the rest of this besides the last 5 seconds is meaningless. Yes. You don't need it.
Ahsoka's head looks fucked up here too, by the way. Without her shit on.
Yeah,
she looks weird.
Yeah, it looked weird. It looked like she went to basic training, got her head shaved or something in that one spot. That's what it reminded me of.
With this show, brains matters not.
Okay, and so I was wrong about the Indiana Jones burn, but they went stupider. They went stupider.
Right. They went
they made it so much worse that the beard. I thought when they did this, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. This is where the robot says, "Oh, Hera came with a squadron of fighters."
Squadron. The whole squadron.
Well, also, he's not the only one who refers to it as a squadron.
So, Roman, how is a squadron? Is a squadron initially 5?
No, it's not. Oddly enough, it's not 5. 5
is it bigger or smaller?
It's a lot bigger. It's bigger. It's considerably.
It depends on it depends on the kind of aircraft. Maybe in the broken ass New Republic, that's a squadron.
Technically
a squadron.
Because they might not have enough people to actually make a squadron.
As a unit of vehicles, it can kind of be almost anything you want it to be, depending on who you are. Now, in the American military, that's not.
It's a lot fucking bigger.
That's called a flight in the Air Force.
Yeah.
That'd be a flight.
Yeah.
In the Navy, we would call it a detachment.
Also,
in a bit broken off from the bigger squadron.
I don't think we talked about this at the beginning, but didn't all of the squadron get destroyed except for like 2 starships?
2.
Well,
now there are
3 in this episode.
I know.
I don't know how that happened.
I slowed it down.
They mated and had a.
Here we go. Hold on. There you go.
I slowed that scene down. I slowed the scene down, and
just in
3
case
do survive. But
No,
they
no,
kill
no.
it so fast, you're not going to see it.
But Jacob.
Stupid.
But Jacob, but at the end of the previous episode, they made it a point to show the Ghost, and there were only 2 X-wings.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
They do show a 3rd one, but they show it so fast you're not going to see it. It's stupid. They should have shown all of them, but they only showed 3.
Here we go.
I liked how this map was just packed full of gears.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense at
your
all.
green milk.
There's nothing in here that would transmit an image. Nothing.
Also,
these are moving mechanical parts.
It's space magic, Roman. Come on.
Let's also remember the way this was destroyed was Balin put his lightsaber through it. He didn't slice it. He just
It should have melted.
Yeah,
it should melt it, or it should just be hollow.
Right.
Yeah. No,
that
an
whole thing
excellent
should
point.
be.
Yeah, he did not do a zip through.
That whole thing should be molten slag. But then again, you can put it through somebody's chest, and apparently it doesn't do anything. So
I forgot about that as well. Lightsabers aren't what they used to be.
It's just a flesh wound.
They don't make lightsabers like they used to.
Yes, hello, little half fellow.
So this is where I was frustrated with this little interaction. We have established 15 bajillion times. Oh, Jason is force sensitive. Jason can be a Jedi because he has the gift of force sensitivity. And here's a perfect person to become your Padawan, Ahsoka, who has force abilities.
I don't think we're going for that.
Okay. Now I think there's now this may be a conjecture because pretty much every theory up to this point has been wrong from everybody.
True. That's 100%. You're right.
So I think they're setting up where Sabine is going to realize she doesn't need to be a Jedi. She can go back to being a Mandalorian, and that's totally fine. And they're going to set up Jason to be the new Padawan.
Well, it makes total sense because Sabine is completely unworthy of any kind of Jedi training, in my opinion.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That would be much better. I think I said that on Twitter 1 or 2 episodes ago, that the ideal way would be Sabine would throw herself into trying to be and failing to be a Jedi, and then just realize that she is Mandalorian and doesn't need it, throw it back in Ahsoka's smug face and say, screw you, I don't need you.
Right.
But they won't. I don't think they're going to do that. That would be better, but I don't think they're going to do that.
I'm going to throw out another theory, which is going to sound even crazier, but I think I'm right on this. I don't think Caden was his father. I think it was Zeb.
Oh, and it really has that.
No one got my Zeb joke. That was pretty good. Yeah. I'm a little disappointed in all of you, frankly. Especially you, Josh.
I'm trying to not think about that. That is just awful.
I'm sorry.
The images that flash through my brain, I don't ever want to have happen ever
I thought
again.
that was pretty funny. No one laughed. It's kind of a fail. It's like, fuck, I'm not even here all week now.
I am actually scarred.
Don't tip your waitress.
Roman, I'm actually scarred now. I think for life,
guys,
because of that.
Look, I've had a lot of beer.
Joker, I think I am too. I'll give you my therapist number.
Roman scarred you. Yes, show the doctor where Roman touched you.
This is why my brain always has safe search ticked on, so I avoid that.
I'm sorry. So right now, the young Jason, the CPS kid's asking her a bunch of questions, and I heard the lightsaber fight. You did? Who were you fighting?
Wow!
And everybody's like, "Fuck, we're not talking about that. We're not fucking talking about that, CPS kid. Eat your fucking pot pie and shut up."
I heard Santa Claus on the roof.
Wow!
His mother like
Aren't you
redirect
special?
Like, why don't you go off with the old droid so he can ignore you? Okay, that sounds fun, Mom. Do you have training on your ship? I do.
Yes.
Have you trained me?
No.
He absolutely would train him over Sabine any day.
I hated this
Any day.
thing right here though. I don't like Ahsoka's power, and she's demonstrated this several times during the show. I don't like her weird flashback power. This is
Because
something
it's not
no Jedi
hers.
is ever demonstrating.
It's
Because
not.
it's not her
It's
power.
only a very few number of Jedi are supposed to have
There's
this particular ability.
There's two.
Cal Kestis. Cal Kestis.
Well, he was the second one. The other one was Quinlan Voss. I
Right.
looked it up.
Right.
He was the
Is he
first
the one
one
that
that
made
had that.
the pink drink with the umbrella in it?
No.
The Quinlan Moss? Oh, I'm a different Jedi. I apologize. My bad.
So
No, he wasn't really.
This is a
fleshed
very
out until
rare
comics.
force ability.
Quick question, real quick. Is Kyle Kestis, where's he in this timeline?
Who knows?
He happened yet? Is he not happened
have no
yet?
idea.
Is he parallel to this?
well,
It's probably parallel.
Okay, because Cal is guess what? An Order 66 survivor. Shocking.
Mhm.
I know.
So he would be out there someplace. This would be after, I believe, after both of the games.
Correct.
Because his first
Yes.
game, the Empire was still around. I haven't played the second one.
haven't
So
played the
he
second
would
one yet either.
presumably be out there as an adult with his own little Jedi Academy being totally ignored by Luke, apparently.
Of
Fuck
course.
Luke. Obviously, that's the tone of this. Is fuck Luke.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Now we're hearing-
so, what's up, pops? So
Pops.
So this is
Hey, buddy.
So this
True
is referred to as I believe the term is called shadows of the Force, that you can actually feel memories of damn pops. Damn it, pops. That's just so wow. Where you can actually hear and feel the memories. And this is a power she's never had. And it was
She does now.
Because she's Ahsoka the White. So now she has all the Jedi powers.
Okay.
Yeah, but she, like I said, she was doing this before, though. I don't like
time.
that she has
Yeah,
this
no.
power. It bothers
Well,
me.
also, Balin Skull did a similar thing too, which I mean, I wasn't as I didn't have as much problem with it because he's unknown.
Well, okay, well,
Th-
well,
But
Maybe
they're
he's
making
focused.
the Jedi like this omniscience thing, where if you can do this, clearly you can do this. You know, you have this vibe thing where I can pick up a glass on a bar and know that it belonged to a guy who murdered his entire family and set them on fire. This, it's an irritating power because it's a fix-all power. I don't like
Yeah.
fix-all.
Mhm.
this is the same issue I have with stories with magic. That magic becomes a get out of jail free card, and your powers are really what the plot needs you to do at that time.
Mm-hmm. It's lazy writing, is what it is.
Especially in a soft magic system where there's no hard rules. If you have a hard magic system that has rules that you can follow, like if
Harry Potter's.
those ones are those are kind of hard, but every once in a while. But I'm talking like
Same.
a D&D book where it has like exactly what the material components you need to cast a spell, and if you don't have them, you can't. Then that's a hard magic system where you can look at somebody cast a spell and you can call it. That's magic missile. That's
fireball.
That's mage armor.
Fireball.
Yes, everyone just does fireball. Like if you're a wizard, you constantly do fireball.
So if you can see a spell being cast and you know what that spell is because of the rules, that's hard magic. And it's harder to deviate, and it's better for the story to have that kind of stuff. So you just can't make it up as you go.
New Force has no rules, and the old Force had some rules. It had at least guidelines. This has nothing.
No, Luke couldn't just do stuff, and even powerful Luke couldn't do. As far as I know, he couldn't do this.
Well, this just
would have
fits
solved
in with
a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah, but this fits in with New Force and what Ahsoka is trying to teach Sabine. Everything with the Force, anyone can learn. You just have to practice at it. And
well, how come I can't move shit yet? I've been trying this beard for half my life to move shit, and I can't move shit.
You need to practice more.
And also,
check the batteries, Roman.
And this also, this also goes back to other shows, like say Obi-Wan, where all of a sudden Obi-Wan can go into God mode, which in the OT and even in the prequel trilogy, it was pretty well established that Obi-Wan, as far as power in the Force, he was kind of low, but he was very smart, and that's how he was able to survive all this time, is really on his wits, because there was no way that he would beat Vader twice. There's no way. Yeah. He beat him once because of his arrogance. And he got a good shot in. That would never happen again. So I'm just saying, Disney Force is whatever it needs to be at the moment.
Right.
So all-powerful Ahsoka tells Bad Mom that Sabine is alive. At least she was when they left. She went with them. All right. Fine. She looks surprised because she always kind of looks surprised.
A basic investigator could figure that out too. Like, she's not here.
Yeah,
exactly.
I
wonder where she went.
Really
maybe she went with
powers
them.
for this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Batman could have figured it out.
So poor Carson's like, hey, some fucking ships have just popped up. She's like, well, go deal with them, Carson. And he's like, I don't think they're here to help.
I saw a thing. I can't remember who had posted it. So sorry about that too, if they're watching. But they were like, it had the thing where she's like, hey, I want to go save my friend and stop Thrawn and all this coming back. And they're like, no, we can't give you any ships. So she goes here illegally. And now they're like, send the fleet to get her back.
Yeah.
So they're going to send the whole fleet out here just because she broke the rules.
Which
next interaction is terribly irritating too.
Which tracks, though. Let's be honest. It tracks. If you worked in the real world.
Right. Which again, as they said earlier, and they mentioned Senator Organa, missed opportunity to put Leia into this series and at least tie in.
Absolutely.
At least mention her name.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not going to have her on screen, at least talk about her.
Other than throwaway line saying, she can only cover us for so long.
Yeah.
What?
So Green Lady's like, hey, I'm going to take care of this. You figure out how we're going to find Sabine and Thrawn and all the bullshit.
Harry's underling never thought of anything.
So she just sits here looking at the sky for a minute, and then suddenly, fuck my life, it's Space Whales. Dun,
Yep.
dun, 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 dun. And now Mon Mothma appears, and this is weird. She doesn't have legs, but that's fine. Saying, "Hey, well, have you found any evidence of Thrawn? Have you found this? Have you found that?" And Green Lady's like, "Nah, I really got dick." And she's like, "Well, they're going to try you in the Senate to have your command removed. So you kind of need the other lady, Ahsoka, to come back with you and say, hey, she didn't fuck this up as badly as you think she did," is the crux of it.
Hera wouldn't care. She already should have resigned her commission.
Right.
Yeah.
As soon as she walked out, she should have been, all right, I'm done. Bye. Peace.
And the X-Wings that went with her should have just done the same thing and gone like the Wraith Squadron route that the X-Wing books did, where they kind of operated off books.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing. They were part of the rebellion. They are rebels. Like, they don't always follow orders well. That's kind of the point of all of these people. It's like, yes, we're going to fight the Empire, but our loyalties are not necessarily to the New Republic. Our loyalties are to get rid of the Empire and any remnants of the Empire, and anyone who stands for the Empire, we're going to eradicate.
There seems to be an awful lot of the Empire left, and not a lot of support for getting rid of it from literally everything we've seen in Dave Filoni's post-Empire Star Wars.
Well, it's
What
probably,
is the Empire?
It's probably because the Empire remnants that are hiding out inside the Republic are the only ones that are competent enough to keep it running.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, George, are you
Plus-
sick of fucking
plus
pushing
they
these
add-
same buttons and not getting paid for it? Yes,
Plus
I
they
am.
add,
I miss the
ex-Imperials.
Empire.
Plus, they add ex-Imperials to every level of the government.
That's what I mean. Is
That's smart.
they're keeping them around because they're the only ones that know how to do anything competently, like be on time.
Yeah, exactly. What
how
the
stuff
fuck,
works.
guys? You took over without a plan. That's what you did. So Ahsoka pops in. She's like, I know how to find Sabine. All right, fine. That's swell. So off they go.
But I like what Stephen Ransom says about, like, they did find information. Like, we found evidence of the escaped prisoner. There are 2 dark force users. Let's call, the Luke Skywalker, the good force user. Who? Oh, and there's supposed to be another galaxy, and the people who have the information just flew away and destroyed half of my.
Exactly. Just the fact that the giant ring ship just teleported somewhere, and half of the fighters I brought with me are dead. That right there should be total 100% grounds for an investigation.
Right?
Well,
a giant
I don't know how that
freaking
happened.
spaceship ring just jumped into hyperspace, and that means nothing. It's carrying all of the evidence on that ship.
At least it's enough of a thing to be like, hey, they probably got flight recorders, so it's on there somewhere. And
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, and then it's something to investigate. It's not like that happens every day, no biggie. You know what I mean?
And amazingly, the show is still not over. It still keeps going.
And it
So
still
now we
gets dumber.
Now we have Ahsoka the White. We have Ahsoka the White.
Ahsoka the White, yep.
Which Gandalf the White, it's not a very thinly veiled, I stole this from fucking Lord of the Rings.
Pops was like, her new cloak is it a stain master? Yeah, they sell it by the foot down at Lowe's on a roll. Just go in there.
Yeah, Pops brings up a great point. Hu Yang's memory files. Hu Yang witnessed this.
Wait, who?
Hu
Yang?
Did I not say Hu Yang?
That was funny.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny. I think it was a bad joke. I'm not.
I'm sorry. I
chuckled at
thought
it.
I said
it's
it wrong.
Hua Wangos.
Okay. Did anyone did anybody bring up that the convenience of the Purgles showing up?
Right.
Oh yeah.
My God, I know. Fucking, and they look like
Why?
space
Because
sperm
they
here, which I
need
find
to.
very irritating. Look at that. It's like they're going to find a giant egg.
Lovecraftian nightmare.
That gives another meaning to sperm whale, doesn't it?
Hey-o.
It does indeed.
Okay, so
And
now
here's the big guy.
This scene, okay, so this scene here. Going back to going back to just unnecessary dialogue here. So clearly, the largest whale comes out of the clouds, and then Hung Lo says that appears to be the large one.
Your powers of deduction are amazing.
I think that's the big
he's
one.
He's gonna make it to the egg first.
Again, right? So again, they are so visually, you clearly see what is going on screen. You don't need to tell us because Disney thinks, there you go, here's another spoon of stupid. There you go. Now, had they changed a word in that, okay, as the large whale comes out of the clouds, that appears to be the alpha. Okay, then I'm fine.
Better.
Or the leader of the pack, the
alpha.
Any other term besides that's the big one.
The space whales here in a minute.
And now she's going to display another very rare power that was established in Rebels that Ezra had of like communing with animals.
And Anakin.
How does the
well.
Mm-hmm.
How does the whale see Ahsoka?
Right, exactly.
Because the eyes are on the side of his
eyes
head.
are on the side of his fucking head because it's a prey animal.
So now, had you have done all the homework, because they left one thing out. They left out one thing, and that was the Tales of the Jedi animated shorts, where the very first one, a infant Ahsoka, Q line of toys, before she could walk, basically told a saber-tooth tiger to take her back to her village.
I thought that
didn't watch that.
really bad.
Okay.
A couple of those were good. A couple of those things were good. The Ahsoka line I thought was terrible though.
Now, and again, had you not seen that, this makes absolutely no sense. But they set it up just to be like, well, go back and we'll go back and watch this, and this will explain it. No, you should not have to do homework to
also
enjoy
just ignore
the
rest of her life, in which she never displayed this ability again, except when she was an infant. Clearly,
until the plot needs it to happen.
Needed her to.
Stupid. So she's talking to the fucking space whale, and the fleet arrives. So she sends poor fucking Carson up there to banter with the commander.
So now, so hold on. This looks mighty small for a fleet.
It's three ships. And I don't even know why they sent 3 ships. I don't understand this either.
Well, it's also like these are 3 medium class like cruisers. Like, what are they gonna do?
There is no point to this. And this is an awful big waste of space. I don't know why they designed their bridge this way, but
that is the Star Trek I thought of. The minute I saw all this, I am like Roman is going to have a fit about this.
It needs to be this big, so you have plenty of room to float around like Mary Poppins when the bridge gets blown out.
JJ.
Remember, it's a ship. Ships have space considerations. Having 12 to what is it? Jesus, what is that? Like 15 feet around the lady in the middle with the fish man? That doesn't make any sense. So she can walk around? No. And there's just a lot of space even around that though. There's like bridge guy, space, bridge guy.
These crew positions, like in the back, are all standing and stuff, and there's no railing.
Why does that motherfucker got to stand? Well, that guy gets to sit.
That's fine if they're
That's
droids,
what I gotta say.
You know.
So basically, the what you're saying is ships. The spacing in the ship is completely functional, not style.
This is all style and comfort. Actual ships,
unless it's like a cruise liner or something,
Right.
then you could justify that kind of space. So, but for a military ship, nah, this thing would be packed in with all kinds of
the Bridge of
equipment
Enterprise, while roomy, still has functional space.
Right. Yeah. And even in Star Trek, those ships,
That's still pretty roomy.
Yeah, they're really big. The like the companionways and stuff are giant.
Thanks, Pops.
Yeah, hey, at least you can move your eyes independently.
That's actually Pops, everyone. That is Pops.
It's like Parrot Guy or whatever that is.
So they're telling Carson, "Hey, what the fuck?" And Carson's like,
"You're not gonna believe me."
General Lady Greenhair finished her mission, and she's like, "No, there is no mission. That's why we're here."
But remember, he says it's classified. Her location is classified. She's a general. She can classify anything.
Yes. And
Also,
this gets irritating
if
real
she
quick
got
now.
approval from Leia Organa, Leia Organa is aware of this mission. All he has to say is Leia Organa authorized this
Senator
mission.
Leia.
We are under, Senator Organa authorized this mission.
She's only
she is aware of what's going on. We are under her authority, her direct orders. Talk to her.
So Boss Lady Captain here pisses me off with this line. I'll have you stripped of your command if you don't, or stripped of your commission.
Rank.
If you don't, if you disobey an order from Fleet Command. Fuck off. We're the same fucking rank. You're a captain and I'm a captain. I'm in a smaller ship, but we're both captains. So how about you go fuck yourself, Boss Lady, and your fish man? It's nonsensical use of military terms. Yeah, it is.
So let me guess. Basically, what you're saying is she doesn't outrank him.
Nope. No, she doesn't. I mean, positionally, she may have certain authority. She doesn't have the authority to make that statement, though. Not a fucking chance.
Zach knows.
She's a woman, though, Rowan.
Well, he's an Asian male who's overweight and old. That's got to have some kind of balance.
Yeah, the ESG scores, I don't know if they're equal or not. I think that's what their rank is supposed to signify.
How's he feel about this?
Depending on your ESG scores is how high of a rank you are in the Republic Army.
Yeah,
military.
The guy, the bird, parrot, frog dude behind her.
Pops. You mean Pops.
Look, I got to pull the hardcore nerd card here. That's an Ishi Tib.
Okay.
Is that his name or is that a rank?
That's a race.
It's
an Ishi Tib.
Is he a frog?
Is that a girl? Is that a girl creature?
All I want to know is how do you pull a shirt on over that head?
I don't think
everything is buttoned down. You have no choice.
Pops.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Pops. I apologize. She's a black woman, Roman. Well, I can see that. I'm aware of that.
But does her ESG score outrank the old fat Asian man?
Yeah.
I guess so because
Asians are practically white anyway.
Basically,
yes, that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
It's true, Mom. All the stories you told us were true about them olden times and about those giant space whales.
You mean the olden times from 7 years ago?
They saved
them olden times. Yes.
Well, when you're a little kid, 7 years is a long.
Yes, that is true. 7 years to a little kid is a very long time.
Pops is cracking me up in the
chat. Go back one slide, Roman.
Accepted, Pops. Accepted. I apologize for offending your species.
One more.
The mom look.
Okay. One more.
That is okay, but that is the most affection.
Mom, I don't want to be a Jedi anymore. I want to go hunting space whales.
Which is what a child would say.
All right, son, you can hunt space whales. They're delicious.
But that is the most emotion we have seen from Hera this entire series.
Certainly towards
It's
her
true.
sons, who she's tried to kill many times.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, you're a bad parent.
And now Ahsoka the White. No. Here we go. Here we go. Here's some more stupid. Here you go. Here you go. Hold on.
Yeah, this
Everything
hurt
about
talking
her
to her.
demeanor is so different, and that just hit me so weird. Seeing as how that flashback scene, I saw nothing happen that would have changed it so dramatically.
Right.
Ah,
It's just so it's
When you go white, you don't go back.
I enjoyed the flashbacks that meant nothing so much
Yeah.
more than this part of the show, which
Yeah.
actually does mean something, but it's so poorly executed that I didn't care. I just didn't care. Yeah, she's talking to the whale. The whale's like, "Yo, B, what up?"
Have you seen the video, Roman?
Okay,
Because that's
this
exactly
bothers
what
me
I
here.
say in there.
Okay, so
No, I don't.
okay,
More
so
questions here.
okay, Jacob, go.
Why do whales have baleen teeth?
Thank
Well, in
you.
case there's
Earth
space
Earth
shrimp,
whales. Earth
there may
whales.
be space shrimp
Earth
or
whales
krill
have-
that you need to be aware of.
Yeah, right. But
These
they
space
have
krill.
these. They have the baleen teeth because to sift out all their food from the water. There's no
Right.
water in space.
I don't know, Pops, but I hope so.
I don't know, because they have no imagination, and they're like, people won't know it's a whale unless we put these
Well,
on
of course,
there.
Yeah.
whales have these teeth because there are no space krill that we're aware of.
Well, Dempsey says there
That
is.
we're aware of.
Wait,
Dempsey says
what?
there is. Dempsey says there is.
Yeah,
Where-
all the intergalactic
where are the
space
space-
krill.
Krill.
those must be giant krill.
Right?
Right?
This was like the size of
I-
one of the X-wings. Like,
I
Right?
still want to eat me a space whale. So they fly the fucking ship into the whale's gullet like Jonah. She's like, I'm going into a space whale. It's like the opposite of normal. And he's like, get inside the ship, you stupid lady. And she's
Basically-
like, all right. And so now
this is where we start getting like little glimpses of like old Ahsoka, like the one that has a little bit of a smile on her face and she's a little
Yes.
bit happier with her life.
Because Hu Yang says so. This
Hey,
is
Miss
going to.
Martin.
This is going to. They're going to take us exactly where we need to go. Don't know, but
No,
it's,
she's
Yeah.
like, I have no
Anakin
idea.
line. That is
And Hu Yang-
straight
Hu Yang's like,
Anakin.
wait, what?
Yeah, can she talk
What?
to creatures or not? She talked to them enough to know that they're going to not kill her, but they have
Right.
no idea where they're going to end up.
You,
They're just
you
gonna
know
trust
what she heard, Beard?
Yeah.
So she's like, I need you to take me to my friend Ezra. You know what she heard back?
I miss Martin Muse.
The next Star Wars show will be about going back in time to get some space whales because the future didn't have space.
and then okay, so when the space whales jump into hyperspace in the cartoon, the translation from cartoon to live action, it's not good because they basically fart themselves into
Yup.
hyperspace.
Yup.
with a glowing butt.
So
Yep.
sad black lady's like, what the fuck is that? And Carson's like, or what's her fuck? Hera's like, just get out of the fucking way.
Get out of the way.
Hey, there's some big shit coming our way. Mother dick,
Yeah.
it's space whales.
Yeah, and then
They're
she's
trying to
like,
inseminate us. They're trying
evasive
to
maneuvers.
inseminate us.
And
And then they
just
don't
sit
do-
there.
they sit
yeah,
there.
They just sit there.
Right.
I thought the same
Don't
thing.
get out of the
Evasive
way. They just
maneuvers. Oh, just sit here.
100%
Okay.
In the way.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's that
Whales,
that is
whales,
like
whales, whales. Carson's like,
that is
yeah,
like
fucking whales.
that is like some level of crafty and nightmare. I'm
Yep.
telling
It
you.
is. It is.
They go into hyperspace very close to those ships, and suddenly it doesn't matter, and they're not
How
there's
close you are.
disruption. How is that possible, Beard? How?
What happened
I
to all
want to
the
know how.
electrical stuff everywhere?
Because the plot
script
didn't
needs
need
the
it.
plot to
There's-
happen.
Yeah, plot. So
Yeah.
Hera and Ahsoka talk, and Hera's like, "I'm sorry, I can't come with you," and Ahsoka's like, "Yeah, you can't. I'll
I'll bring
find
him
them.
back,
I'll
though."
find them."
Yeah, and
And
he,
she's like,
my
"All right."
son's My son's too young to go to another galaxy.
But clearly not too young to throw into open the battle. That's fine.
Yeah.
I love you, Mom. I want another pot pie. All right.
Yeah.
Don't forget to drink your green milk.
Okay, Roman. So what is
it? It keeps your hair green.
Roman, so what is this thing you have against pot pies?
So a brief glimpse into young Roman's life. When he got left alone by his neglectful mother, she would leave the house and leave me with a pot pie. So that's why I have a hatred of the pot pie.
Was it Marie Callender's though?
No, it was that fucking tin Swanson shit that took 45 fucking minutes to cook because we didn't have microwaves and shit back then. So that was her loving gesture to me when she went to go horror.
You got like pot pies? I got beans and ham.
I did not get beans and ham. I don't. Maybe there was like a shortage, or maybe pot pies were cheaper,
beans
which
and
I
Franks.
suspect.
I got beans and
if
Franks.
you lucked out, you got the TV dinner in the
Oh no,
those were too expensive.
That's what I'm saying. And it had like the
that was
cobbler or the cherry.
Oh no, that was big horror night, Shieldwall. So most of the nights it was just like tin plated pot pies, so they were terrible.
Yeah, like that's expensive.
And then you got the popcorn, the Jiffy Pop that you. The tinfoil thing rose up when they popped. That was
no. No, I didn't have authority to do that. I was only 6, so it probably would have caught something on fire.
I wanted to.
They didn't make you cook at 6. Damn it! I knew I was neglected.
No, I didn't have to cook on my own at 6. I was left with the pot pie and then dessert. It was fine. So now we have
that still
when these
sounds
whales
wonderful.
went into hyperspace.
Yes.
I wanted to see like a little poof come out the back end.
Exactly.
No poofs, just a light and then dark and then fucking space, just like my childhood. So that was.
Can you imagine if a space whale like sneezed and it sneezed accidentally caused it to fart? And then you got another space whale that's like, damn it, Dave, we told you not to eat taco Creel today. Guys, we gotta find him.
Where's Dave? Gosh dang it.
So my thoughts on the show. The parts I enjoyed most were the parts that meant nothing. There was literally about, let's call it condensed. If you take all the around bullshit out of it, about 1 minute of show that actually mattered. Ahsoka thinks, oh, fucking whales. They get inside a fucking whale and they fucking leave. That's the only thing that matters. Nothing else in this episode matters. Nothing. It was fun to watch. It was eye candy. It was very enjoyable. I thought it looked really good. It was fun to see Anakin in action. It was a hoot. I enjoyed it very much, but it didn't mean anything. You know, it's the old writers thing. If it doesn't actually move the plot forward, take it out. If they did that, then we could have watched 1 minute of the episode, had some margaritas, and gotten pretty weird. And that would have been fun.
If they followed that rule, this entire show is 20 minutes long of all the episodes combined.
Yeah, it's not. Wrong.
I think it's. I don't remember who said it, but this.
No.
but this feels like.
You are correct. Lizzo was a pretty strong character in this episode.
Yes,
she was so much better in this than she was in The Mandalorian.
So this is
giant. She played the biggest whale.
Oh, sorry.
So I was gonna say, and I can't remember who said it, but this feels like a 2 hour. This feels like a 2 hour film that is being stretched over 8 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant there's that episode. That felt like a 2 hour film to me. Because after the World Between Worlds stuff, I really didn't give a shit anymore. I was done.
It didn't matter.
And like I said, when I said I fell asleep 3 different times, I wasn't joking. I had to rewind this shit like 4 fucking times to actually end it and go.
What they could have done instead of bringing in that fleet crap, just bring Senator Organa on for like 5 minutes. Say, hey, this is what we're doing. Can you?
That long? you don't even need that long, though, Mando. You could have had her there for like a minute, and that would have saved a lot of just like, oh, okay, makes up for it time. And you would have gotten Leia, which would also have been a big, my God, a gold nugget in this thing is Leia back in the show. Yes,
she probably would have outshined Hayden Christensen.
No, don't think so.
I want to point out too, we're talking about how slow this is, and we've had multiple moments where they've tried to kind of reflect on the animated series without actually doing anything. Had they if you would have had all 8 of these episodes and a third of this episode, like each of the episode runs combined overall, not necessarily each episode, if it had just been replays of stuff that had happened in Clone Wars or Rebels, this all would have been way more effective. Like, just do a live action version of it. Just kind of like, quick notes, like, here you go, or what is Spark Notes, whatever it's called, to kind of let those of us who haven't seen those shows get an idea. But I guess you can't do that with these characters being so different. But it would have been more engaging and more entertaining. All the characters would have felt more realized too, because you're getting aspects of where they were versus where they are.
Or use Ahsoka's flashbacks to fill in that gap of time when she was supposed to be teaching Sabine or something. They're changing characters based on that gap, and we have been told nothing about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, diametrically, completely change the fabric of a character's personality, and we see nothing that would warrant this kind of change.
I just want to know, based on the animated series, does it feel like Sabine should have been listening to Avril Lavigne? Because that's what I get from this. I mean, he said he's a skater boy, and I said, see you later, boy.
The only reason I know that song is because of Generation Kill. And they were listening to that when they were riding in their Humvees, and it's kind of an obscure reference. The fact that I know that song at all is mildly irritating, but I do. I shouldn't get that reference.
He's singing it later, and he's gonna be pissed.
I was gonna say that as far as this show goes, and this series up to this point, it again is proving that Disney doesn't know how to do TV.
Mm-hmm.
Because you take the first episode of House of the Dragon, and you have introduced all the major players. You know basically everyone's the mindset, and you know the setup for this world, and you don't need 2, 3, 4 episodes to even get the story going, because it leaves you because the end of the first episode has set the table for everything that comes into play. Disney doesn't know how to do TV.
No, and it's unfortunate because you see glimpses, and we've talked about this throughout, not even just this show, but other shows, where you see the potential for what they could have done versus what they did.
But
it's almost heartbreaking.
Let me ask you this, and let me ask the panel this. Do you think that Disney would have been better when they bought Lucasfilm to not do a damn thing, just keep licensing out, do like classic merch, and not even delve into anything?
Yes.
Yes. Because there was at least 50 years worth of material from the EU that we were all just fine with. Like, I like some online games like Star Wars The Old Republic. Like, that's a really cool game, but that takes place tens of thousands of years before even the prequels. And so it's so far removed that it doesn't affect anything. And we didn't need the
only good thing they did, in my opinion, was that they did a last season of Clone Wars.
Yes.
That last season of Clone Wars was very good. that's that. In Rebels was all right. Rebels was fun, and I've said I like Rebels. I love Clone Wars, so that's my difference in those things. Was it worth the demolition of this franchise that we love? Absolutely not.
No,
no, it wasn't. Everything that they've given us has been
shit.
Has been baseline okay to absolutely horrible. It's never really been good. There are moments of good, mixed in with like this episode. This episode for me had a lot of interesting and fun things, but overall, like we said, didn't fucking matter ultimately. And if this episode was completely standalone and had nothing to do with anything else, would have been okay. But the fact of the matter is, it's in a larger context. And three more,
which I'm almost convinced we are not going to see Thrawn till the very end. The very end.
Yeah, I don't really know how they're going to do.
No.
Week.
To set up Dave's film, which to all you lunatics out there who love to say that, oh, KK sucks, you better hope KK sticks around, because there's no studio head that is going to go relight $250 million to make a film with
this.
All right. And on that note,
Yes.
we'll close this one out, and I think we all kind of agree on fun but worthless episode.
I hated this episode.
Unless we didn't think it was fun, which would be Joker, but other parts of this, I thought it was fun but worthless.
What's up, JT?
So,
Hey, JT.
hey, JT, what up?
Yeah, the lizard
JT
part
Gunn.
of my brain enjoyed the brightly colored jangling keys.
Yes, same.
But the logical part
Same.
of me, I recognize this for as bad as it is.
Yeah, as what the fuck was it with the point of this, which was pretty much none.
Nothing.
So on that, we're back next week, same time, 5 Pacific Standard on Thursday, to look at episode 6. What the fuck are they going to do? I have absolutely no idea. Doing the jump from this episode to that episode. I hope we get to see Balon again, because he's my favorite character in this series, and I like to think he'll kill a lot of people with his lightsaber. That probably won't happen, but that's my hope. So that's what I have here. That's what keeps me warm at night, keeps me going in the context of this series. So that's coming up here. Shieldwall, what do you have coming up, buddy?
Next Thursday, obviously. That, and I don't know, my brain is kind of mush right now from watching this show. I need to look at my schedule. I might have some stuff coming up. We'll see. But yeah, as far as the show for this episode, I thought it was well shot. Like, there wasn't obvious things where you're like, oh, that's the volume and it looks like crap. It looked good. The CGI was good. What they had in it, the de-aging of Hayden was I thought really good. Well done.
I thought it was much better. Yeah.
Lightsaber stuffs. The young Ahsoka actress did really good. There was emotion, between the two, the way that they interacted. And Ahsoka folded her arms within the first 3 minutes. So always a plus for the show. Got to tick that box. But anyway, yeah, thanks for having me on and the chat tonight. Lots of good interaction and some good stuff like Zach's theory about Balin. That's something I didn't think
that's very interesting.
Yeah, it was very good. Oh, and JT Gunn talking about Olive Garden. So got that.
And that's not good.
But yeah. So anyway, looking forward to next week, and we'll see where this goes. What was the other one that Dempsey put in here? Thrawn looks like Data from TNG with a Snapchat filter on. So hopefully we get to see that character and it looks better than that. when he does show up.
It'll be the last frame of the last episode.
Yeah, probably.
All right, Joker, what do you have coming up, buddy?
Ooh, well, tomorrow morning I've got based on friend of I think everyone, Valiant Renegade has found the financials of the Disney Star Wars films and what they actually spent.
Oh no!
Them. So we're gonna be talking about that.
That's gonna be heavy.
I'll just give you one little spoiler here. The stated budget for The Force Awakens, the stated budget, $306 million. The actual spend, $667 million.
Oh my.
Yikes.
So there's the.
So was that in Bitcoin or
no?
What?
No. That's in dollars. And then later on tomorrow, I will be on Legion Talk for Friday night's Royal Rumble. And this Saturday, I will be on with this guy down here, along with our fan of Olive Garden, JT, and with R to the Icky on after the weekend harder their Saturday show, where we will be discussing if we had the power to cast a live action Thundercats film,
that's fun.
Who would we pick?
I think that's pretty cool.
My picks are the best, and you'll find out why on
Rosario
Saturday.
Dawson as
I'm
Lino.
sure.
All right, Spirit of Liberty, what do you have going on, buddy?
Well, as Joker said, Saturday you can catch me there on after the weekend. I think it's 9:00 Central, if I remember correctly. It might be slipping my brain.
Like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit later than their normal stuff. And then on Tuesday, I'll actually be over with Jacob to talk in the heat of the night, if I remember correctly. And I think that's all I've got coming up, except for coming back here for the following episodes.
Right on, solid. Mando, what do you got coming up?
Well, I've got a lot of videos on my channel because I've been trying to basically I'm hoping to get my channel monetized. I'm at 241 right now. So I'm almost halfway there to the monetization. And I've been trying to just spit out videos. Oh,
I need hours. Everybody watch all my stuff. Okay, go on.
yes. So yeah, you're good. I need the subs. He needs the hours. Tomorrow I'm gonna have my Sea of Thieves stream where we're sailing around being pirates and stuff. Then Saturday, Literary Souls, I'm gonna do the Sword of Destiny for the Witcher book series. I'm excited. I've liked reading it so far. And then Monday, I have my Dungeons and Dragons Kick exclusive stream at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on my Kick stream or Kick channel. And we've been having fun. We're also pirates there. There seems to be a theme in my life right now of pirates. I also recently got the book Master and Commander in honor of Jacob's stream the other day. I have the book. The book, and I'm excited.
Is it a series of books or just one book?
It's a series.
It is a series, but it starts with the one book called Master and Commander.
Right on.
Okay, cool.
And then in this one, it tells you the other books that you should probably buy in the series. And this is the list. Oh, let me see if I can. My lights are. Yeah, that's the list of books. There's a lot of them.
It's a lot. Wow. That's a lot of books. I actually won't live that long. There's no fucking way.
That's halfway to the viewing list to figure out what's going on in the Ahsoka.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. Yes. Oh, you can. I already put it up. I'm sorry. Oh, did they? Are you guys still here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I didn't see anybody for a second. I was like, wait a second. Did it happen again? Sorry, I already put the book up. But so that's gonna be. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a review on the book or not, or if it's just gonna just be for my reading pleasure. And yeah, I've got some. I can't say words. We have established this. But yeah, I've got some videos coming out on my channel talking about news about Aquaman 2, a Crow reboot that's happening, and some Deadpool 3 news going to be coming out. So
excellent.
Stay tuned.
Aquaman 2, why? So Jacob Ironside, what do you got coming up, my brother?
Tomorrow I'm going to be on Potato Raven's channel on his.
I love Revan. He is great. Revan is great.
It's his true crime show, and we're going to be talking about the Oklahoma City bombing.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. That's a happy one.
And Saturday I'm going to be talking about Alfred Hitchcock.
Love Alfred Hitchcock.
Tuesday, In the Heat of the Night, with Sidney Poitier.
Excellent. Jacob going heavy the next couple of days.
And I pretty much have my watch hours. I just need subs. I'm about halfway there. So I'm working on
Well, please do both to Jacob Ironside. Just do one or the other to Joker and Mando. Yeah. That sounds weird. That sounds weird. Josh, what do you got coming up, pal?
Weird.
Weird. Saturday morning, I'm going to be on Thinking Critical with Wes. We have bird hands going now. You know, I've decided I'll do the scissor sisters thing going on. I should have.
Yes.
Lord, I'm off track now. I'm blushing. No, Saturday morning I'm going to be on Thinking Critical with Wes. Sunday night I'll be on Max's Man Cave with Max. Tuesday night Culture Pop will be back, and I believe we're going to have Frank Zanka on, who's a writer. He's going to talk about some of his projects, and we're going to discuss just kind of what we're seeing in the industry, both in comics, TV, and film. He had an instance where he was called into a meeting to pitch an idea, and he pitched an idea, and someone blatantly said in front of him, no, we really don't need any work from straight white guys.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
All right.
Really?
So
I'd have been like, can you say that again into the microphone?
Wait, do you want to say, hold on. Do you want to?
Yep. Actually, and can you say that again and press your this stamp right here that notarizes this from my lawyer?
Good God.
Yeah, let me put it this way: nothing would happen because there are Marvel writers that have publicly posted on Twitter, if you were a straight white cis male, you need not apply, and nothing happened.
That's fucking horrible. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So on that, we're like I said, we're going to be back next week to do Ahsoka again. We're going to continue that through. Come October, we're going to do some spooky time stuff, starting with the movie The Prophecy, with Christopher Walken playing the Archangel Gabriel. It's a brilliant film. If you haven't seen it, please do so. And like I said, we're going to do a big talk about that after Ahsoka is over in October. And then we'll have a couple more spooky time broadcasts. So that's it for this week. Thank you to the panel and to the chat for hanging out and doing your thing. It's always so much fun talking about the show, not always watching the show.
And after the last 3 episodes, I may go swimming with a cannonball.
Wow.
As we saw in Master and Commander.
Yeah,
not good.
Yep.
And that's not my fault, Jacob. So until next time, thank you for hanging out with us. And please like and subscribe to the channel. I am now 8 away from my 400 mark. So the slow climb up the wall. So thanks again, everyone. And until next time, be kind.
Good night, everybody.
Should be an in-stream button.